I still can't look at a box of matches without my hands shaking. It's been 8 months since that Saturday afternoon when my neighbor Derek and I turned our quiet suburban street into a scene from a disaster movie. 14 houses. Gone. Just gone. And it started because we thought we were being helpful. Honestly, I replay that day in my head every single night, and I still can't believe how fast everything went wrong.
Look, before I get into this whole mess, I need you to hit that like button and subscribe. I know, everyone says that. But sharing this story is honestly one of the hardest things I've ever done, and your support means everything. Okay, deep breath. Let me take you back to how this nightmare started.
Our street was the definition of boring. Like, aggressively boring. White picket fences, trimmed lawns, that one guy who mows his grass every Sunday at 7 a.m. without fail. That was us. My wife Sarah and I moved there 3 years ago with our 2 kids. She loved it. I thought it was too quiet, but whatever. Happy wife, happy life, right? Derek lived next door. Mid-40s, balding, always wore these ridiculous Hawaiian shirts, even though we live in Michigan. He worked from home doing something with computers I never really understood. We'd talk over the fence sometimes, small talk, weather, sports, the usual neighbor stuff. He was a good dude. A bit clumsy, sure, the kind of guy who'd trip over his own garden hose.
That particular Saturday started like any other. Sarah was annoyed at me because I'd forgotten to take the trash out Thursday night, and now our garage smelled like death. How hard is it to remember one thing, she kept saying while making breakfast. I mean, she wasn't wrong, but also I'd been working 60-hour weeks. Cut me some slack, you know?
Around noon, Derek knocked on my door. He had this weird, excited energy, like a kid who just found $20. Hey man, you doing anything today? I told him I was supposed to clean the gutters, which was a lie. I was going to watch football. He said he needed help clearing out his backyard. Apparently he'd been putting it off for months, and his wife finally gave him an ultimatum. His backyard was a disaster. Piles of dead leaves, broken branches from that storm we had in September, old wood from a deck he'd torn down. It looked like a junkyard. We spent about 2 hours raking everything into this massive pile in the corner of his yard. I'm talking huge, maybe 6 feet tall. We were actually pretty proud of ourselves. 2 suburban dads conquering yard work. Very manly.
Then Derek said it. The sentence that ruined everything. We should just burn it, right? Way easier than bagging all this. I hesitated. It was October, pretty dry. But honestly, I was tired. My back hurt. The thought of stuffing all that crap into bags sounded terrible. So I said yes. God, I wish I hadn't said yes. We checked the weather app. Wind was supposed to be calm, like 5 miles per hour. No big deal. Derek grabbed some lighter fluid from his garage and a long lighter. We doused the pile pretty good. Maybe too good, looking back. Then he lit it. The fire caught immediately. Whoosh! This satisfying sound. We stood back, beers in hand, watching it burn. Felt good, you know? Productive. For the first 20 minutes, everything was fine. The pile burned steady. We were joking around, talking about nothing. Then I noticed the wind picking up. Not crazy, but definitely more than 5 miles per hour. The flames started dancing sideways. Derek noticed too. Should we do something? He asked. I didn't know. water it down, maybe? But the fire was really going by then.
Then a gust hit. I mean, a real gust. Out of nowhere. The kind that makes you squint. And a chunk of burning leaves just lifted up into the air like a little ember tornado. We watched it float across Derek's yard, over his fence, and land in the dry grass of the vacant lot behind our houses. For a second, nothing happened. We just stared. Then the grass caught. Small flame. Then bigger. Then way bigger.
If you're watching this and thinking, how did you not call 911 immediately? Trust me, I ask myself the same thing. Please leave a comment telling me what you would have done, because I honestly still don't know if we made the right calls in those first few minutes. Okay, back to the nightmare.
Derek ran for his garden hose. I sprinted to mine. But here's the thing about garden hoses. They're useless against actual fire. We were spraying water like we were watering flowers, and this fire was spreading across the vacant lot like it had somewhere to be. The grass was so dry, it just ate up the flames. I remember thinking, this is bad. This is really, really bad. The wind kept gusting. Another ember flew. Then another. I watched one land on old Mrs. Patterson's shed 2 houses down. Her shed had wooden shingles. Old, dry wooden shingles. It caught in seconds. That's when I finally pulled out my phone and called 911. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely dial. The operator kept asking me to stay calm, and I kept yelling, "The whole lot is on fire!"
Derek was screaming for his wife to get out of the house. I ran home and yelled for Sarah and the kids. She came to the door, saw the smoke, and her face just dropped. Not angry, scared. She grabbed the kids and the dog and ran to the car. I'll never forget the look she gave me. Like she didn't even recognize me. Like I was a stranger who just destroyed her life.
The fire trucks came fast. Maybe 10 minutes. But 10 minutes was enough. The vacant lot was fully engulfed. Mrs. Patterson's shed was gone. The fire had jumped to the Hendersons' back deck, then the Rodriguez's fence. The firefighters were yelling at everyone to evacuate. People were running out of their houses in pajamas, carrying photo albums and laptops and crying kids. I stood on the street with Derek. We didn't say anything. What could we say? We watched our neighbors' houses catch fire one after another. The Chen's roof went up. The Nguyen's garage. Every single house on the north side of the block. The smoke was so thick you couldn't see the sun. The air smelled like burning plastic and wood and something else I can't even describe. Just destruction. Sarah wouldn't look at me. She sat in the car with the kids, engine running, ready to drive away if it spread further. My son Max, he's 7, kept asking if our house was going to burn too. I didn't know what to tell him. Derek's wife was screaming at him. I mean, full-on screaming. Words I won't repeat here. He just stood there, taking it, tears running down his face. It took 4 hours for them to put it out completely. 14 houses damaged, 7 completely destroyed. Ours was okay, ironically. The wind had pushed everything north, away from us. But our neighbors? The Chens lost everything. The Rodriguezes, the Pattersons, the Smiths, everything. I watched Mr. Chen walk through what used to be his living room, just picking up random pieces of melted plastic and broken glass. The fire marshal questioned us that night. Derek admitted everything immediately, started sobbing halfway through. They cited us for illegal burning and reckless endangerment. We're both facing lawsuits. Multiple lawsuits. Our homeowner's insurance is fighting whether they'll cover it. Sarah's parents think we should move. Her mom won't even talk to me.
The street is different now. Half the houses are just empty lots with caution tape. The ones still standing have for sale signs. Nobody talks to us, like at all. I tried to apologize to Mrs. Patterson, and she literally turned around and walked away. Can't blame her. She's 82 and lost the home she lived in for 40 years because I was too lazy to bag some leaves.
Derek moved away 2 months ago. Couldn't handle it. His wife left him first, took the kids. Last I heard, he's living with his brother in Ohio. We texted once after he left. Just, I'm sorry, back and forth. What else is there to say? We destroyed people's lives because we made one stupid decision and didn't take it seriously enough.
I can't sleep anymore. Not really. I'll doze off and wake up smelling smoke that isn't there. Sarah and I are in therapy, marriage counseling. She says she's forgiven me, but I don't know if I believe her. Sometimes I catch her just staring at me with this look. Not anger. Disappointment? Sadness? I don't know. It's worse than anger.
The lawyers say the lawsuits could drag on for years. We'll probably lose our house eventually. Pay settlements for the rest of our lives. Max asked me last week why nobody comes to his birthday parties anymore. His friend's parents won't let him come over. How do you explain that to a 7-year-old? Sorry, buddy, Daddy burned down the neighborhood?
I'm sharing this because I need people to understand how fast things can go wrong. We weren't being malicious. We weren't drunk or high or stupid on purpose. We were just two normal guys who thought we could handle a small fire. And we were wrong. So catastrophically wrong that it changed dozens of lives forever. If you take anything from this, let it be this. Don't burn stuff in your yard. I don't care how small. I don't care how controlled you think it is. Just don't. Bag the leaves. Pay for the junk removal. Whatever. Because one gust of wind, one dry patch of grass, 1 second of bad luck, and you'll end up like me. Unable to sleep. Unable to forgive yourself. Watching your whole life fall apart. Thanks for watching this. I know it wasn't easy to hear. It definitely wasn't easy to tell. If this story helped you in any way, or if you just want to share your thoughts, please leave a comment. And if you learned something, hit subscribe. I don't know what I'll post next. Maybe nothing. But your support means more than you know. Take care of yourselves, and be careful out there.